wanted to start this section by talking about innovation. And the first thing to say about innovation is really we owe so much to our users. Our users have been doing some amazing and tremendous things on Twitter that we would not have expected when we first launched Twitter. So that innovation from our users really inspires us in return. So we see what our users are doing, and we innovate, and so we're very excited to announce some of the new things that we're pushing out there today. But it's worth noting that this sort of happy daisy chain of innovation inspiration hasn't always been the case. When we first launched Twitter, in fact, a lot of people didn't get Twitter. You probably remember this. When I first joined the company about 3.5 years ago, people just didn't get Twitter. In fact, if you went to a Google search bar and typed in, "I don't get," the second most popular suggestion is, "I don't get Twitter." Apparently, there's enough people typing that it pushed it up really, really high up there. By the way, that first one, what in the world are you searching for if you're searching for "I don't get drunk, I get awesome"? Or 2/3 down the way, "I don't get wet anymore." And that last one, I don't get it. God help us if you don't get it and you think you're going to go to get the answer in a search bar by typing, "I don't get it." But apparently enough people were confused about Twitter that the geniuses at Google thought it would be a nice way to just bump that up. But this idea that you can express yourself in 140 characters is not new. It's not new because the principle of constrained publishing has been around for a very, very long time. You think about the haiku, that's been around for centuries. The writer Mark Twain said famously, "I would have written you a shorter letter, but I just didn't have the time." And a very popular story, and likely apocryphal story, about the writer Ernest Hemingway. It was said that his shortest short story was 6 words long. It's basically "for sale, baby shoes, never worn." 6 powerful words, showing that you can convey stories in 6 words or less. And rather than 6 words, we're now making it possible to tell stories in 6 seconds. So we launched Vine earlier this year. And for those of you that haven't yet downloaded it, those of you that didn't raise your hands earlier when Kevin mentioned it, if you haven't downloaded it, it's basically a service that allows you to take 6-second start-stop videos in 6-second increments that loop. Really simple, but the reception is very different than when we first launched Twitter. We didn't get this, what can you do in 6 seconds? In fact, people just took to it and started creating creative 6-second videos out there. In fact, last week, one of the most critically acclaimed actors of our time, Robert De Niro, I know he also did Rocky and Bullwinkle, but I'm hoping this is the Taxi Driver version of Robert De Niro that said about Vine as part of the Tribeca Film Festival, that you can tell a whole story in 6 seconds. And that's what we're seeing. Users just taking it and telling stories and showing what you can do in that constraint. And it turns out that if you apply a constraint, in this case, 6 seconds of video, that creativity and innovation will find a way to express itself. Not just our users, but also agencies. Agencies like this one, Ogilvy, that was taking advantage of the looping nature of Vine to be able to tell a story that was much longer than the 6 seconds that you would otherwise have thought about. It's really creative. Not just agencies, but brands as well. We're seeing really good progress in the space. The stories that brands are telling, this is a very simple one that Malibu Rum was telling, which is hello rum, hello pineapple, and hello pina colada. Right? Very simple but powerful stories. And this one, I'm actually not sure. I'm actually not sure what to say about this one. I thought about it, but I must have watched this 100 times just to figure out what to say about it. But in the end, I come to the same conclusion that I should have came to after watching it the first time, which is this is one really strange dude. And it's, when we first launched Twitter, 140 characters, for writers that were forced to write and express themselves in a tweet, they said that once you were forced to express it in 140 characters or less, they became better writers. Same thing with humorists and comedians, right? Forced to express it in a tweet, they became more funny. This guy, I don't know, he just became more weird. It would be great if this were the top search result for I don't get drunk, I get awesome. But it's really innovative space that we're seeing here, so we're very excited. In fact, people took to it, and as Kevin mentioned, it became the #1 top free app in the iOS App Store. So really looking forward to seeing how we can help you write your story and tell your story using Vine. Next story on innovation is a brand, an American Express. And if you were here at Twitter for Brands last year, you might remember that they were talking about the new product that they launched that helps users be able to save money given what they tweet. And now, as Bruce mentioned earlier, people do tweet about the things they buy. So why not turn that into an opportunity to save money? So basically, American Express allowed a way to securely sync your Twitter handle to your American Express card. And if you buy certain products and tweet out certain hashtags, it will load a coupon into your American Express. So at the point of sale, you're able to get cash back without having a coupon. It's a really nice, elegant way of doing that. In fact, so they call it Sync, Tweet, Save. In fact, when they launched it at South by Southwest, imagine this. Some of the most powerfully creative minds in the industry, and the media picked up on this and said, hey, what if the real winner was a financial services company? So they got great press for doing what they've been doing in terms of innovating on Twitter. Another great example of innovation begetting innovation, because they got that out there, they are now innovating on top of that. And I often get the question of, how do you do Twitter right? How do you do Twitter? What's the right way versus the wrong way? I have to say, I think it's way too early in this space to say there's a right versus wrong way. The question to ask yourself is, do you want to do it early or do you want to do it late? Amex got out there, experimented, and now they're on the step change second iteration of what they're doing in terms of innovating on Twitter. And this is their latest product, and I'll show you this video.
Presenting Amex Sync on Twitter, where you can get products, offers, and more with your synced American Express card by tweeting special hashtags. Here's how it works. Sync your eligible American Express card with Twitter at sync.americanexpress.com/Twitter. Of course, your account information will be kept private and never be shared. Now, check your Twitter feed for special hashtags from American Express. If you see a great offer you want, simply tweet the hashtag to load it to your synced card. Then, shop with your card as you normally would. No need to show your phone or print any coupons. When you make a qualifying purchase, you get an automatic statement credit. And with Amex Sync, you can also tweet to buy some of today's hottest products. Just tweet special product hashtags for the items you want and then confirm your purchase. That's it. Your item will be delivered. It's that easy with Amex Sync on Twitter. To learn more and get started, head over to sync.americanexpress.com/Twitter.
Pretty exciting. In their first iteration, turning tweets into currency. In their second, turning tweets into commercial transactions. So we're very, very, very happy about seeing the innovation in this space. Twitter Music. Music is the heartbeat of Twitter. In fact, you all know that Twitter is a platform where you're following your interests and you're exploring your passions. And there's no bigger passion category on Twitter than music today. So you heard some of the stats earlier around the Live Nation campaigns. So the top 5 most followed Twitter accounts and users are musicians. 50% of our users are following at least one musician. And there are 37 million of you guys out there that are lying when you say that you can't stand Justin Bieber because you're following him. That's like a small country. So music is the heartbeat of Twitter. And you might have heard some of the news and speculation this past week about how Twitter will be launching a music service. And I have to say that we can't comment on news or speculation or rumors, and we don't have anything further to say about that until now. Welcome to Twitter Music. We're so excited to be able to launch a very, very powerful music discovery service that's built upon the simplicity of Twitter, but has behind it the power of the discovery engine that Twitter has. So basically, on Twitter, it's going to be a way that people that are passionate about music will discover music. And I'm going to show you some screenshots that's being shown for the first time ever. So this is under the popular page. It's basically an opportunity to see the 140 most tweeted about songs on Twitter at the moment. It's a great place to see popular artists, popular songs, and to see what people are really, really enjoying over most recently. And of course, because of our really valued partners, including iTunes, as well as RDO and Spotify and others to come, you can hear those tracks right there in the app. So under emerging, we're now bringing discovery front and center. Under emerging, it's an opportunity, much like our trending topics list, that picks out artists and songs that may not have reached the popular chart, but they're gaining in momentum. They are accelerating, and they're getting more and more popular. So it's a great place to discover new emerging artists and music. And now the experience becomes even more curated. So the next slide is keyed off of who you're actually following. So the things before, it's really the top 140, and then some of the emerging because they're gaining a momentum. Now, depending on who you're following, this will change, the Now Playing. Now Playing features the songs that are being listened to and tweeted about by the people that you're following at that very moment. So it's a great way to sort of check in to the music mood of the people that you're following right there. And even one level more of an extrapolation, the suggested page allows for more discovery. So this basically is a chart that's based upon the tweets of the following graph of the people that you follow. So you follow a person or an artist. They follow a bunch of other people, and they're tweeting about songs. We're bringing this and surfacing this to you. So maybe another way to find interesting music. And finally, the profile page, where you can go to the artist, him or herself, and be able to see who they're following. You're able to tweet right there, and you're able to listen to the track and follow that artist. So really, really exciting. We very much look forward to people using it in the wild. It's available in the iOS as of right now, and coming along the way in Android. So the pace of innovation we're very excited about within Twitter, and as well as the pace of innovation by our users and partners.